we get straight into it, I guess.
I think being professional is being good at your job.
When your job goes, you're literally left with nothing.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
I know what it feels like to be completely broke.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves.
Uni life sounds absolutely outrageous. Who even cares? We're all broke together.
Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group.
Oh, this one. And
You feel like our account's a remix?
remix, and that's why I had to get up. No.
Hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
Anyone can become rich.
The reason I stayed is because it's like, in theory, yes, like anyone can become
Yeah,
rich.
yeah.
If you say everyone can become rich, then I think the answer to that would be, I don't think so.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think theoretically anyone could. It just depends on how they navigate their life, the decisions they make. I can't see why not.
I think that the statement should have underneath what some of the factors might be that might make somebody more likely to become in a certain route in this particular industry because of their demographic or their education, and then maybe some of the. So I think for me, I would like it to be more broader, just to digest a little bit more of exactly what makes somebody more likely to be. But I completely agree with you, Nikki. Anyone and everyone. It could even be a by accident. You might just drop a banger on TikTok, goes viral, get a deal, 250 grand. What then?
Yeah,
Do
can
you
we
know
get
what I mean?
like some insight into what rich is? Like,
We're just trying to add stuff to the question.
What's rich? And what is rich to me might not be what's rich to you.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
that for
like
us
if you
to
was
just
to ask my
decide or-
mum, she'll be like, yeah, I'm rich in the spirit of the
Exactly.
whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It depends, but I think we're talking about money-wise, essentially, but at the same time, anyone can. Like, you can. I don't see a reason why, regardless, you can. It depends on your choices, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's just that not everybody will. We know that, and like, we
Yeah,
know
yeah.
why that is, but
Yeah.
can't see.
Yeah, I think it's just a mixture of luck, opportunity, like an inch of talent. I don't actually think you need much talent to be rich.
hard work beats
these days.
talent. Hard work always beats talent, where talent doesn't beat hard work.
In terms of like billions, no. Well, again, no. I don't know.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
Anyone
Yeah.
can, because like if you look at billionaires, there's like a range of people who were like born into it, a range of people that like the technocrats who just have a good idea
Yeah.
and it blows. So yeah, I think anyone can, if we're being specific about that, can.
I think we should acknowledge when we're thinking about the idea that anyone can be successful or you just have to work hard to be successful, it's also important to acknowledge the different privileges that people obviously go through and the different levels of education that somebody may be exposed to, which may put them in a better position in society to set them up to be successful. But I think that, you know, given the right tools, given the right amount of exposure to healthy environments, I do think that anyone can be rich and successful. Absolutely anyone.
Let's have our disagree come back in and express why.
Just me. I disagree. I will say, though, I do agree that, you know, being the term rich is subjective. Like, £10 could be rich to me, 100k could be rich to you. But I disagree because I just feel like there are certain things in life that are in our control. There's a lot of things in life that are out of our control. Things that are, you know, probably occurred even before we were born that I think can set someone up to live a life of, again, this is probably subjective, poverty, for instance. I just don't believe that. I can't remember if you said anyone or everyone. Anyone can become rich.
That's slightly
You're back
I still think the same thing. I don't, not really.
But then your circumstance doesn't have to dictate your future.
Yeah,
like
of course
what
it doesn't.
you're born into. Of course, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
That we've been set up in so many different ways, particularly in this country or this Western society. But your circumstance really does not have to be your future. You can set yourself up, you can educate yourself, you can become self-taught, you can go and get those qualifications, you can save, you can work extremely hard.
That what we're saying this year, and I'm being very I'm assuming here that, you know, we've all had a comfortable lifestyle in terms of like, okay, we're all in this country at the very least. I could be really outlandish right now and someone here could have had an experience of the kind of poverty I'm describing, but I just feel like there are certain things in life, because you're saying you can educate yourself. You need to be equipped. When I say equipped, you need to have certain things to even get yourself to that stage of even, you know, educating yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were so many hurdles that you could flop up before you even get to those kind of self-empowering positions to be like, yeah, I'm going to have, you know, riches for me and my family, that can just work against you. You know, I'm talking like things even before you're even born, like, maybe because I believe in things like generational curses and stuff that will really cause you and yours.
You're going there.
I don't really want to go there. I don't really want to go there, but
want.
that's kind of what's informing me to kind of have this opinion that not just anyone can become rich. And you know why I say that? There's got to be poor people. It sounds mad, but there's got to be that.
You're right, but then that's why there needs another statement or something to kind of build. That's what, anyone can get rich, but there's so many different things. For example, you said level of poverty that we may not have been exposed to in certain other parts of the world. They are. How can somebody like that equip themselves in famine and?
But what are we comparing that to, though? That's our understanding of what rich is, because you can say that someone doesn't have the education, but they are very resourceful in their community, village, or whatever, however we want to put it, and they are rich within, you know, that sense of the term there. So I think if we look at it as an overall picture, I think anyone can be with what you have.
Yeah, but I
depends on your perception.
The question, I assumed they meant monetary. If we're really talking monetary, yes, I agree. You can be rich in wellness and not have an asset to your name. You know, you could own your house outright in Africa and live great. But if we're talking monetary now...
Yeah, but what is monetary? We're thinking of monetary in this land as well. Because there's so many different ways to acquire things that might not be via money in other communities. It's quite a deeper conversation, I guess.
Even in villages, like the guy that sang the song... in the jungle, that song, the Mighty Jungle. I'm not going to sing for anyone here today. But, like, they found him and, like, offered him, I guess, a contract. He chose the one that it was like not every time they play it, so they paid him like a lump sum. But that's an opportunity that can come to you. So I think, is it easier for some people to become rich? Like, absolutely. I don't think anyone here 100%. Would disagree with that. But I think, can anyone, even with generational curses, like you can go to the pastor, like you can break those curses. Like there are always like ways to undo things that have been done. I don't think that anyone should, as you said, accept a destiny from birth, but like it's hard, like it's hard.
I think though, to be honest, I don't want to be too optimistic about this. Like some people, like we have to be realistic. Some people are born with disabilities and they are still people. So it's like they might be born with disabilities and you might say, oh, well, maybe they inherit. Maybe they're born in with a disability in a poor family. Can they really?
But against what though? Our own. I think, and this is what I think. I think children or, you know, people that have disabilities, who are we to say that they don't feel rich? Like, we can compare them against our own understanding.
I feel like, we're talking monetary. I feel like
that's the thing.
Monetary.
We're not saying
I think it's a bigger sum. For me, I'm talking rich generally.
Yeah, and that's true because, you know, like I've spoken with disabled people and it's like, oh, okay, so that's all they know. You know, so essentially they're happy with their life as is. So you can't take away their joy. Essentially, they're happy because that's all they know to be happy. So yeah, if we're talking about like joy and rich in peace and stuff like that, then absolutely everyone can be.
I think even if we go down the monetary route though, I just still want to emphasise the can. Like, I don't want to be insensitive at all. I completely appreciate that there are, you know, barriers in life. Like, there's tons, but I still think anyone can. I don't think that being, you know, having a disability necessarily. I think a lot of times when I meet people with disability, they're like geniuses, like in other areas. It inspires them to. So I get it. Like, I do get it, and I think it's hard, and I think that. Yeah, it's harder and for some people, but in terms of the can, I just would never say, I would never put a can't. I would never say anyone can't become rich.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're being very idealistic though. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I feel like, and I get it, because I'm hearing you talking, I'm like, that sounds great.
Sounds great.
That sounds great.
Please say that.
You can.
It's because there's a lot, exactly, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
different factors that play into somebody becoming rich that, of course, we can't control and we can never predict somebody's mind frame, work ethic, circumstance, ability. There's so many different factors that play into a part, but I think just going by the statement alone, I agree. Like, anyone is capable
I'd love to agree.
Because if it was
becoming
everybody
rich.
will, and we were saying the same thing,
Yeah,
it would be
then-
different.
yeah,
Then you're
yeah,
being
yeah.
idealistic.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's anyone can, in theory, anyone can. Do you know what I mean? Because we've talked about a
Yeah,
lot of
I mean,
barriers
who
that
are
can
you
be
to say
overcome.
that anyone can't?
That someone-
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't feel like what I'm saying is fine or like, no, not everyone can. I am saying that. but I'm saying it's like, I feel that I'm just really looking at it from what it is. Like, there are certain
understand,
things in life you can do, and there are certain things in life you just
That you
can't. For
can't.
instance, I can't grow a penis right now.
Literally.
Yeah, but that's something
Again,
that's
but
completely
I just
not
can't.
going to ever
know you're gonna
happen.
say it.
No, but you can't grow
Okay, you
one.
could have a
You can
surgery.
grow one, yes.
Yeah, but that wasn't what I said.
No,
I
but
can't physically grow
hello,
a penis right now.
hello. Body parts. We're not discussing
'cause it's
growing
about can you become
alternative
rich?
body parts
Yeah.
to your born body parts. We're talking about somebody accumulating wealth.
No, but she was trying to say that in life, like there isn't much that you can say can't
Yeah,
do. Like,
in terms of-
I
no,
didn't say it.
no, but
I was
logically
talking about
in the context
the
of
money.
cool,
yeah.
I think I have to counter though in terms of like your point on disability. Like you was mentioning, okay, there's disabled people who are geniuses, right? But there are many who have grown up, who have been born and they can't walk, they can't talk, they can't eat. So it's like, okay, really? Can their brain
I think
develop
that's
to that
a
state?
specific
It
type
can't.
of person, though, and I guess we can come up with lots of scenarios where it would be very, very, very difficult for someone to practically make money. But even then, like, people come into all sorts of opportunities for stuff that you probably would think, I wouldn't think that they would ever be able to like make something out of that, and they can. Do you know what I mean? Some people can be like disabled, severely disabled, and they become famous of stuff. It happens.
But
do
if
you know
you're
what I
living
mean?
in a
Everything.
place that you can't become famous, then it's not
No,
possible.
but I think
Yeah,
what
I
we're
know,
saying
but
is that
this
every
is a lot
barrier
of
that we've
factors,
raised
though. Yeah.
kind of can be overcome in one way or another. And also because we're speaking generically here, you know, this is all hypothetical because we don't have a specific person that we're speaking about. A lot of the things that we've raised as barriers can actually be overcome. It's just a case of, is it likely? That's a different question.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I hear what you guys are saying.